right. I did it right this time.
Woohoo!
After a couple of test runs, yeah.
Yeah, we had to
Just a
turn.
lesson or two. It's all good.
We had to turn the wrong way around, so it would have, in her mind anyway.
Yeah.
But welcome to the Candy Factory, folks.
Loosey Goosey chime time.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Once again, Big Daddy Russ Horton, myself, Lee Lake, and Leah Lywood, helping always, as she always does, and feeling much better today, thank God. The pain she was in last week was painful to watch.
It's amazing how a mattress can throw you into that state, eh?
Yeah.
When
Hey, sometimes just a sneeze.
Yeah.
Be careful, because I know minds are going to wander now.
You
At our age,
you fart the wrong way and you
right.
can do damage.
At our age, you have to be careful how you cough.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. But it's a busy week. It's been a sad week.
So yeah, it's been a lot going on this week. We want to remind people, because this airs usually on Sunday. Sunday they're doing the walk and run for Georgetown Hospital. It's returned as a virtual event this year for the second year. The annual fundraiser is going to be held on Sunday, September 26th. And we'll take on a special meeting this year. This year's event is a celebration of local healthcare. We'll be raising funds for urgent equipment needs, such as surgical equipment for the Georgetown Hospital. Mentioned Sandra Taylor, who's Executive Director of the Georgetown Hospital Foundation. Participants can register as individuals or teams and can pick one of their 4 favorite routes that they're going to be doing, and there are 5-kilometer routes available. So, because by the time this airs, the cash thing will be done and over with.
Yeah.
So we're hoping everybody made some serious contributions and signed up for that. So
For both of them, for the Georgetown Hospital and Tour of the Hills, which is all proceeds are going to Cancer Assistance Services of Halton Hills,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get the lady herself on the show in a few weeks. We're starting to get people with issues and with
serious concerns,
and with things going on the show to promote them now, and that's good because we've had several guests on now. We've had a magician on.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Was
and we'll get him back again. But people are starting to realize that we're for real now, and we are.
Yeah, we may joke around. We do call it Loosey Goosey. We may joke around, but we do want to deliver factual news.
That's right.
We're not here to make fun of anybody at all.
It's just my way and your way, and my way. I'm insane when I'm on the air. When I'm on the radio, you don't know who's going to drop by. It might even be Scooby-Doo.
This is just our radio show with a video added flavor added.
Yeah,
to it.
Because we've been in TV both, but
not
more so radio.
Yeah.
This is more of
so we're kind of jumping to that. But
we're brought to you as always by Max Tires. Did you want to say something else?
No.
Max Tires at 61 Guelph Street in downtown Georgetown. 905-873-9255. They have the lowest prices on tires. They have licensed mechanics. Very, very busy operation. Please call ahead and make sure. And, of course, hello to all the gang at Fred's Towing who, there's their hat right there. And, hey, that looks pretty good. You look like the guy at the airport that was trying to hide cocaine in his toupee. Did you hear about that one?
No, not.
That's another show.
Yes, that's a whole other show.
But Fred's Towing and Easy Taxi are going to start getting more involved. Sonia, the manager and head dispatcher at Easy Taxi, is going to be doing our afternoon traffic and morning traffic. And giving shout-outs to the schools and reminding you to drive safely in schools.
Yeah, it's somebody said it to me the other day. It's funny to see the school buses on the road.
Yeah.
It is. It's very funny to see.
But it's good.
Yeah.
The leaves are turning, the kids are back at school. I'm starting to feel, hey,
a little normalcy, but we're going to talk a bit about more normalcy in a few minutes. So.
That's right. And, of course, Max Tires, they fix cars as well. They're an auto repair shop.
They're going to start getting busy, too, because of winter tire season.
Winter tire, it's coming. Not yet.
It's coming.
But it is
coming.
Some people are putting it out now.
There's people I've seen online looking to do it now.
Yeah. All right, so I'll give you the headlines, and then you can go on with that, with our very sad story this week. Halton Hills Council, this is from today. They're holding Eden Oaks, the developer on top of the hill, the runoff of the
Oh, they're
mud.
responsible for that?
Yeah, they're holding them responsible. It's a terrible situation for both the developer and the town, and the poor buggers that are down at the bottom of the hill, of
The
course.
residents themselves.
And I know some of those.
Oh,
folks.
yeah.
A small town.
That one place we go to all the time.
That's
at the
right.
end of the,
She's
park
such
there.
a sweet lady,
Yeah.
and it's rolling down into her backyard. Unvaccinated employees of the Halton District School Board who do not go along with mandated vaccination, you're going to have some problems, apparently, so they say. And the Halton Gallery, the local artists have a new display, Reemergence it's called, 50 works by local painters and so on, and they will be for sale. And also Halton Hills plein air painters are on display until October the 10th inside the Halton Gallery as well.
Gorgeous gallery, man.
So
It's
we've got
gorgeous.
some wonderful artists in this town.
Tons of them.
Take some time out and go in,
Yeah.
have a coffee downtown and go wander into the Halton.
People are looking for things to do,
Yeah.
because we've been cooped up for 2 years,
Yeah.
basically. These are good places to go. You don't just have to go to the pubs and the bars. You can go to these places too,
And beginning on Sunday, we're going to really start promoting Culture Days on our newscasts
Yeah.
and on our platforms on Facebook, because it looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's
And so we're going to be helping
Yeah.
the town of Halton Hills with that.
'Cause
Make
last-
sure you let the mayor know there, Leah, that we're doing that for him.
last year,
Leah's
Culture
in
Days
contact
was.
with the mayor, right?
Oh, she's best buddies.
Oh, I know.
They're good friends.
I know.
They're friends.
Well,
we all,
what's
we all
what's
are.
his secretary's name? She's a delight.
Sherry.
Sherry.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And we
That's
work.
who I deal with most
We
of the time.
do work with the town, and I'm a little pissed about a few things this week, and really pissed actually. But
Our next
I'm gonna-
our next story kind of leads up to that. So
it's going right into it. We're going right into this, and
many of you probably saw on social media what was going on earlier this week when an 81-year-old man had gone missing. Peel Police stated they found the man deceased in Milton, and he was away from his Mississauga home. That's a long way to go from Milton to Mississauga.
he was a
81
very
years
fit
old.
man.
I heard he rode every day.
Yeah.
On Thursday, roughly 10:30 a.m., a passerby notified police after finding a body near Lower Baseline West, just east of 6th Line. The male was located in a ditch with a bicycle nearby, and he was pronounced deceased on the scene. Halton Police Inspector Ivan Latoya mentioned he believed Ignato Viana, I'm going to say,
Ignacio.
who was last seen approximately 10 a.m. September 17th at his residence close to Erin Mills Parkway and Folkway Drive in Mississauga. We at Halton Hills Online have been posting on our media platforms for several days now, and his family lives locally, and we'd like to pass our condolences to his family, obviously, and his friends, and the whole community is very sad today. This is a
No, we're crying. We're crying. And
we're crying over a couple of things, really. The
Well,
fact that
it's very sad, and my God, our condolences and hugs to the family and friends of this man who sounded like a remarkable human being. I would have loved to have met him.
Oh, it seems like it, just from the, and I mean, I only had a little bit of conversation through Messenger and other types of communication with Denise, who was the one that was posting out there, but I was back and forth with her until last night, and there is a GoFundMe, which I hope everybody, even if it's $5.
Yeah, it's on our page.
Are we going to
Yeah.
put
All
it
our
up with
pages.
our video, the GoFundMe?
It's on. It's actually
on there
up
now?
on our page already. I put
Yeah.
it up as soon as she gave it to me.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, Russ and I have been talking about this, and I think that the other sad part of this whole thing is the fact that, if the media had picked this up sooner, there might have been a different outcome to this whole situation.
There might have been. I mean, we can't be for
we can't be for sure.
But
the lack of you get these alerts for certain things, but you don't get alerts for other certain. Like, they're really picky and choosy on what they're.
yeah. And I want to say this: the Independent didn't even mention it.
No,
Have they mentioned it yet?
I thought I saw something, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to say
Okay,
yes.
this is my message, Big Daddies, to you guys, is get your reporters to monitor our pages because we are the ones that know what's going on around here nowadays.
Yeah, because as soon as it
it's
posted, I shared it out
Tell
on
and
ours.
Sell, Acton, Georgetown, Tell and Sell, the discussion group, Halton Hills Online, our events and information. We have what? How many? 50,000, you would say?
I would say between 40 and 50,000 approximately
Yeah.
reach.
They should, and I don't know why the Independent didn't put it on. I'm pissed. I thought, you are our local newspaper.
A local family's missing their father that's in the Halton area.
And nobody puts a damn thing up there. And even the big guns in Toronto were a little lax. See,
Oh, big
I like
time.
to leave it when you get a missing person. I leave it for a couple of days. I tried to explain it to my roommate Sue, and she understood. You have to leave it a couple of days because there might be issues going on. They might want to just come off the grid for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But his age. We started a day and a half into it, 2 days.
I had it up that day
Yes.
because she had started to share it.
And we
were-
pounded it. And you've got to pound something like that. And we have to find this guy. And he ended up being in a ditch. And it's
Chris
very
Golden
sad.
from Acting Up, he jumped on
He
board right
jumped.
away.
He showed me the links.
Yeah.
There were
Chris
links
did a
out
great
there.
job. He got it out there with his pages
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So
We
the
are
local,
a remarkable
you know,
bunch of people here.
We're like we've said, we've been saying this for a year now. We are the new media in the area.
We care about our community. We
because
live here.
and we do it because we care. None of us get paid for what we do.
No.
None of us.
You're not giving us $400 checks for a half-page ad.
So
You know what I mean?
And
And I'm not.
We could arrange it.
yeah. Oh, we
Yes.
can arrange that. If you want to advertise, let us know. Don't get us wrong. But we're
I
just saying
respect
that-
the Independent. Don't get me wrong. They're Metroland. They're media, and I'm
Sure.
sorry that things have happened in your industry that have happened in ours, radio.
Absolutely.
Same thing has happened in ours.
But
I
we
feel sorry.
regurgitated ourselves
Reporters
into
to the
this.
Independent. If you're watching what we're doing right now, monitor our pages to see
Contact
what's
us.
going on.
Contact us.
Don't be scared. We'll work with you. If you want to know what's going on. I mean,
We
the
don't
fact-
fight.
This guy was a regular in Acton, for God's sake, and he passed away, and we couldn't find him, and we were so worried about him. And the
and the
thing
sad-
that made me so upset was nobody did anything about it.
No. And
Nobody posted anything.
The thing
or
that was
went-
sad about it, like there was a bit on Twitter about it, but it wasn't until he was found and declared deceased that it blew up and Global got involved and CTV and all these
Too
news.
late. Too
Now
late.
it's too late. Where
He's
were
an
you when we
81-year-old man. He was gone for 6 days. How long do you think he's going to last
Yeah.
out there?
And like I said, if
And
this
must hurt the family.
Well,
I'm
and the
sorry,
family
but
knew
Yeah,
because
again.
he was well versed in what he did. He was in excellent shape for his age.
but it doesn't matter. It
And-
can happen to anybody.
No, but I'm saying that they knew he had a pattern.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
That pattern changed.
when he was expected at a certain place at a certain time, by that night they knew something was going
I
on.
remember he used to sit on the bench outside the Red Harp a lot. Is that the same
Yeah, I
guy?
think so.
And I remember because he had bright gray hair, and he stood out.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking gent, and I would have loved to have met him. And I'm very sorry. And we have to move on with other
Yeah.
things. But you know what? I'm pissed the way that was handled. Come on, I mean, let's get together. I mean, if you want anything from us, we'll be more than happy
Contact us. We've got a ton of pages to contact us on. So
We're not going to ignore the fact that you're there. I mean, the Independent, but monitor our pages to find out what's going on. Get your reporters sitting in Oakville or Burlington or wherever the hell you are now to monitor our Facebook, so you get in, because we are our community. This is our community. What we're doing.
Our Acton
All the
dinner
networks. These are Acton dinner jackets. If any members of the Independent would like to buy an Acton dinner jacket, we can arrange that too. All right, let's get on with the regular
yes,
stuff.
you're next.
And Ontario's vaccine certificate program is now in full effect in Halton and across Ontario. As we all know, Ontario's Premier Doug
Grab my
Ford
bag.
asked for patience on Wednesday among residents to adjust to the new regulation, and noted that the certificates are only a temporary measure, and the government will only use the certificates for as long as they are needed,
Jeez,
and
thank
not
you.
1 day longer. But they don't say when they're going to lift it.
There you go.
What's this? See, I don't own a cell phone.
Really?
That's another thing I want to go into. There you go.
Well, I want to block some of this off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, being a musician, and if I want to go play in a bar and put up gigs and stuff, we gotta.
I have
and
to
it's funny
say,
because a lot of businesses right now are saying, you got a lot that are saying, you know, screw you, we're not going to do it. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And then you have some that are going to abide by it. So it's going to be interesting to see how people handle that
Well,
situation.
for businesses, it's such a mixed bag because it's either they're pro-choice and they don't care if you're vaxxed or not. They believe that you should make your own choice.
Yeah,
Or on the other side, one of the most important things is financially.
yeah.
It's like being locked down again because there's going to be a percentage of people that they can't serve.
Well, this is it. The government's put it into the businesses' hands to police it as opposed to the government policing it. Because if they go into a lockdown again, they know there's going to be a riot, a revolt.
Yeah.
You know, so it is, yeah. And, you know, pandemic going on, we had an election just happen.
Yeah,
That,
thanks, Mr. Trudeau. $600 million.
Could have
And we're
done
right back to
so
where
much
we
with
started
$600 million.
We're right back to where we started.
Yeah, we're really no better off than we were.
We're worse.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, we're
Actually, yeah.
Like we said last week, it's a shit show coming.
Our local area, you know, MP Michael Chong, he took it basically in a landslide. Really, again, he's a good representative for our area. He's going into his seventh term and was projected as the winner early in the evening, not long after the numbers started to come in, about 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Chong mentioned he's humbled to continue serving his local residents, a job he considers a sacred trust. And I've always liked Mike.
Oh, he's a good
I've
man.
always been a
Like
big
I said
supporter.
last week, a guy that will look you in the eye and actually listen to what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of wondering what he's going to say back to you first. You know, he actually
Well, yeah,
listens.
you never really question it,
Listen.
and I've seen him speak and talk in the House of Commons.
He'd be a
and-
good prime minister, wouldn't he?
Well, this is it. You know, I kept saying to him when he was talking about running for the PC leadership, I told him I'd be right behind you there, buddy. I'd be right
I
behind
think
you.
he
on
would
that.
do a good job too.
I think a
he
lot of it.
certainly-
You know, you got to consider it's a crazy big, crazy responsibility to be the leader of the country. Any country, I don't care where it is.
Yeah.
Especially in a pandemic.
Well, that too, you know, and every country's in a pandemic. We're not the only one. So all these leaders are in a situation, and yeah, you may have some good ones out there, but still, they got to be shitting their pants. Sorry, they got to be just going. Can I call an election too and get out of office and get out of all this crap? Yeah. So you know, to me, it's again, stupid time to call it. Like you said, a total waste of money. An absolute waste of money.
It could have been spent on indigenous problems. It could have been spent on.
That's where it
our
should have
country.
all went.
It could have been spent on getting those poor buggers out of Afghanistan. You know, helping
vets.
them, the veterans,
Seniors.
Disabled.
Instead, we're prancing around with signs saying "Vote for me."
Yeah, I still love the Chewbacca.
Meanwhile,
and Darth
we're
Vader ones.
Meanwhile, we're all riding around with masks on and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Here's this guy's back again. You might remember him from last.
Oh, this
March.
guy. Yeah.
He's out again. This guy's good. The Provincial Repeat Offender Parole Enforcement Squad is asking for the public's cooperation in finding a federal offender, again, wanted on a Canada-wide warrant on allegations of breaching his statutory release. It's not funny. I'm just,
No.
you know. George Hasler, described as a Caucasian man, age 57. He's 6 feet, 250 pounds, big boy. Brown hair on the sides, bald on top, and brown eyes. He is currently serving.
I'm sitting here thinking.
He is currently serving a sentence for 2 years, 7 months, and 15 days sentence for theft under $5,000. Possession of property obtained by crime under $5,000. Dangerous driving while disqualified. Theft of a motor vehicle. Possession of controlled substances. Break and enter. And flight from police. The offender is known to visit and stay in Hamilton and Halton areas. If you get a view of him, let us know. Or not let us know, let the police know.
Let the
I mean,
police
we
know.
don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
But the guy's
Well, I do
done it
want to
again.
know at the end of the result.
Let us
When
know
I-
after you call the police.
When I posted that the other night, and a lot of our subscribers are very informed, she said, again? And she put I can't remember her name. She put the link
that's
that
funny.
we had up there in March. Same guy.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have known because, you just have so many stories.
Yeah.
But the name
You get
did
the odd
look
one
kind
that
of-
clicks in, but yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. In response to new regulations issued by the Government of Ontario, program participants 18 years and older and spectators 12 years plus will need to show proof of COVID-19 double dose vaccination to enter the town of Halton Hills recreation facilities as of September 22nd. As many of you know, residents will need to be fully vaccinated, 2 doses plus 14 days, and provide a proof of vaccination receipt along with one piece of government-issued identification to access the facilities and settings around the facilities as well. Like I said, I know town buildings will do it, but a lot of restaurants and businesses, it could be questionable.
Well, how many, and I won't say the name of the business, but you mentioned earlier that one of our friends that runs a restaurant.
Yeah, a
in town
restaurant,
had to turn 11 people away.
15 people away. 15
That's
people
gotta
away because
hurt.
they couldn't.
Somebody that's
That's a lot.
an owner of a business having to turn them away.
Well, that and
Lot of money.
the thing that kills me is that they rolled this out with no form of a proof that is easy to access and get for people. Because even mine, when I went to go get mine, I was like, this is a royal pain in the arse, for one, big time, to how to do it. Two, they're now making the businesses enforce it as opposed to the government enforce it without rolling out anything to back it up. And so people were going there and saying, hey, listen, I am double vaccinated. They just didn't have that piece of paper. So they couldn't sit in this establishment. And I'm thinking, well, are people really going to lie that they're double vaccinated? How many are going to do? Anti-vaxxers are anti-vaxxers. They're going to say, no, I'm not. So, he had to turn some of these people away, yet they're claiming they were double vaxxed. They just didn't have that piece of paper. So the government rolled this out without really giving anybody an avenue to have the passport. So get off your ass, you twits. I can't believe this. Because you were also involved in an election, you just went ahead and did this with that should have been tagged to our OHIP card or our driver's license or whatever before.
They're working on virtual, but yeah, it's
But
not there yet.
But it's not there. But they roll out the plan when it's not anything in place. So once again, our government drops the ball. Big shock.
I'm not touching my face today. Have you noticed that? I'm keeping my hands down here.
You can touch your face.
See,
as
when
long
you're
as
in
it's not
radio
when
and
you're
TV,
talking.
she's always saying, stop touching yourself.
Yeah.
Stop touching yourself.
Only because
Mom,
it's like
spit. Mom, spit. Come here.
It's worse when you're talking. We can't.
But
hear you.
when you're not in TV a lot, when you're on radio, you
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. But
the
that's
things
something.
the things we've done behind a microphone, my friend.
All right. While the intention to protect everyone was a good idea, there were unintended consequences about this. They're talking about plexiglass barriers.
Right.
And the fact that the town staff can't hear people.
Yeah, I've had that problem many
And,
times.
The town now making a move to address with the installation of hearing assistive devices at the counters of both Town Hall and the Gellert Center. And so that's, when you go into, they're going to have some kind of device, I guess, up on the plexiglass so they can hear you.
Well, remember they used to have the thing in the subway?
Yeah.
And it had the speaker on the outside of the plexiglass and the speaker on the inside of the plexiglass.
When these plexiglass things, you think you're in a seance or something. Yes, I'll have 3 bags, please.
Yeah.
Are you there? Hello?
As my spit travels.
Yeah. But, I feel sorry for some of these kids having to work with the plexiglass because it is hard to hear.
It
And
is.
I've noticed
Well, you got a
that,
mask and the plexiglass
But, you know,
going
you're
on.
not,
and then if the person has a thick accent,
Yeah.
it makes it even,
Yeah.
it makes communication almost impossible.
So
man.
these things are going in at the Gellert Center at the town hall as well, so you'll be able to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not a big story, but it's a story.
It's a funny one, kind of.
It's a good one, yeah.
It's a good one.
It's one of the...
Residents who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 are moving local case counts, mentions Halton's medical officer of health. The detail was among several Dr. Hamadah Magani spoke about with regional council during September 15th sessions, when she revealed that of the 440,960 Halton residents who have received 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine, only 0.08% have moved on to be diagnosed with the coronavirus. So very little, infections going on with the coronavirus in the Halton region anyway. But, that's 440,900 and something's only roughly about 2/3 of the population. So,
Yeah, it's there's so many rules and regulations nowadays. You know what I mean?
yeah. And again, for me, it's people get vaxxed, they do. They don't, they don't. That's hey, it's up to
I'm
you.
not
man.
against vaccination or
'Cause
for it. I'm
even-
just doing it to get on with my life.
Even being vaccinated, we can still get it. We can still transmit it. We can still, so
I can understand both sides, the vax and the anti-vax. I can see both sides.
I don't give a
I-
crap. I
I
went and got
just
mine
wanna-
done. If you don't get yours done, I don't care. I just
Doesn't
want to
matter.
get back to normal, man.
I want to get back to normal. I want to get back to
I'm
being
tired.
able to eat a hot dog at a Blue Jay game. And by the way, the Jays are going up to 30,000 attendance next week.
Yeah, I saw something about that today.
And the Blue Jays right now, I don't know if you know it or not, they're in a wild card race with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Well, from what I understand, the Leafs are doing the same thing. If you can prove double vax, you can go to a Leaf game. So
And with all sports events, I guess. Now, this is a story from Erin that really affects us too, and it's the Coalition for the West Credit River has filed an environmental Bill of Rights application for investigation into the process used for the town of Erin's wastewater treatment plant,
right.
which is slated to begin construction this fall. The Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, along with the Auditor General's Office, will now determine if the town contravened or violated Section 38 of the Environmental Assessment Act. It's got a lot of people upset up in Erin.
Oh yeah.
This has nothing to do with Erin growing or the wastewater treatment plant, said Judy Mabey, president of the Bell Fountain Community Organization, which is part of the coalition, in an interview. And she says, our concern is with the temperature of the effluent and what it will do to the brook trout population.
Sure.
It's going to kill them off.
Yeah.
Because the water is not going to be the same temperature. In a press release, the coalition states it is concerned that the town of Erin is moving forward to the construction phase of the Erin wastewater treatment plant when it has not met key commitments it made to the town of Erin Urban Center Wastewater Service Class Environmental Study Report. Now, that report committed to issuing an addendum once the site of the sewage plant was chosen, but that has not happened. So we're going to get David Williams in here in a week or so, or in the next couple of weeks, who is a member of the Coalition for the West Credit River.
Right.
And he's going to explain to us, because
Well, of course it affects us. That river
everything
runs
trickles
from there down to us.
it's going to affect us too, and Bell Fountain.
A lot.
And,
Yeah.
A lot.
and there's not many members
Crap
of this.
rolls downhill.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get David Williams in here, who's
Sure.
a member of this coalition, to tell us exactly. I've given you the brief, and there's a lot of other stuff going on here, which is pretty juicy. Well, not juicy, but it's interesting. So he'll be in here in a few weeks, and we'll get him on to talk about that. Because, and by the way, if you have an issue, or you just want to sound off about something, and no one's listening to you,
Contact us.
like most husbands out there, come on the show and spout off. As long as it's within the realms of decency.
Yes. Yeah. Be kind, please.
No, if you have problems
Sure.
like this one,
Let us know.
Because we are a sounding board for the entire town, the community. That's why we're doing this.
And I repeat, this, what goes on up there, especially water-wise and stuff like that, does have an effect on us coming down towards the south end. So, this story was interesting when I saw it. Halton Regional Police gave out almost 2,000 tickets over a 12-day period as part of a Project Safe Start with the kids going back to school. Halton Police gave out 1,933 tickets as well as 822 warnings during the yearly projects, what aims to grow awareness of traffic laws and by targeting enforcement in areas around schools as children head back to school. Speeding was the far most common problem, with 941 of the tickets being issued and warned. There were also 156 tickets and warnings for speeding in community safety areas as well, and those fines are double what you would normally get. So whatever, and it'd be like doing 80 in a 40
what
zone.
upsets me are those the guys with the loud mufflers,
Right?
And they pull up next to you.
Little
and
rice
you don't-
rockets.
Yeah. It sounds like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Going down the street.
Yeah.
I used to have a '71 Cutlass, buddy, that would have blown your doors right off. But anyway, they pull up next to you. They're very silent, and all of a sudden, well, they'll let it go, and then they'll scare the hell right out of you.
No.
And you can hear them coming a mile away. How can they get away with driving around like that without police pulling them over? Because we've got a new noise
law. Yeah.
And, living in downtown Georgetown, 3 a.m. you hear these buggers coming through, it'll wake you up.
At least the music coming out of here is good in quality and stuff. It's not this rappy-tappy crap.
Exactly. We had a lot of rain this week, eh?
Yeah.
We had like
That was-
75 millimeters.
That
of
was
rain.
crazy watching that come down because it was steady. It was so steady.
Yes, wouldn't stop. What was it like in Cambridge? Same thing?
Well, like I said, the Brant River, I look out my window and the Brant River is right there. And it was higher than I've seen it, and I haven't been there long, but, and it was very murky.
Mhm.
Stay away from the rivers right now. The
Oh, yeah.
credit,
All
stay
waterways, any
running water,
waterways.
in
Yeah.
the Glen, wherever you are, down Norval, stay away from
Yeah.
the rivers.
Even here at Ferry
Don't
Lake.
be jumping off the bridge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ever.
So many kids do that, and when we grew up, I guess so many kids did that.
It was a lot deeper then, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It slows down impact when there's water there.
yeah.
Well, where Fred's towing was when I was younger, there was a few of us had a friend that lived right there with the river behind them, just on Park,
Yeah.
and we had ropes, the tires and everything off, and jumped in,
God, yeah.
and
Bonnie Kachesney, who is the admin over at the If You Grow Up in Georgetown group, is putting some fascinating historical information up that I'm stealing. I'm copying and pasting it, and we're going to get it on the air because she's really working hard on that.
Yeah.
And I've read every one of them. Don Fenley's taken over for a few days, I think. But interesting, and that's the kind of stuff you should be putting on if you grew up in Georgia. Interesting stuff about the old days,
All right, we gotta carry on. We gotta carry on.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I thought you sure.
Well, yeah, I'm
you
done.
just did
I'm
your rings?
finished,
Oh,
man.
okay.
How many? You got any? How many stories you want? You want to trade one?
No, I'm good.
I'll give you $5 for that. I'll give you £1 for that gourd. Remember that Monty Python?
No,
How much do you want for the gourd?
I'm not as versed as Monty Python as I should be.
Oh, you should be more.
People before the pandemic might have signed out a book from the library.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
imagine that? Forgot about it, couldn't take it back. If it's still on your bookshelf, it's time to take it back. After waiving fines for overdue material between April 2020 and September 2021, the Halton Public Library will soon start to change or charge fines again to encourage the return of library material. Any existing fines will be waived if the material is taken back by October 1st, so you don't have much time, and even if it was signed out prior to April 2020. So that's cool. They just want their stuff back, which is fine. So if you've forgotten, you might have something laying around the house that belongs to the library, get it back, and no questions asked.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the radio stations. We own 3 of them, and we run 3. Our community station is Halton Hills Online. We have FM 108.ca, Canada's oldie station if you want your 50s, 60s, 70s. Right there. Radio GTA, which is really starting to gain in listenership with a free-form format. And all of our radio stations promote Canadian tourism. And I've been talking with the Canadian government, and we're setting something up.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, our radio stations are heard across the world, and we have many listeners in other countries. For some reason, people like to listen to us in England and Holland, and because I guess they want to learn about Canada.
Well, maybe,
and,
or they've
hear
been,
what we're
maybe
doing.
they visited here, they
Yeah.
loved it here,
Or used to live here.
or expats as well.
But
could be.
radio has changed. Not so much on the AM and FM dial. It seems to be waning nowadays. It's
But
more
the way
online,
you can source
podcasts.
information is so broad now.
Yeah.
Right, and we try to provide that information on all of our stations.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
whether it's local information on Halton Hills Online, whether it's global stuff on Radio GTA, or even FM 108 for that matter.
And we don't play the commercials at the amount of commercials that
No.
the mainstream
No.
play. We'll give you like 25 minutes of solid music and the stuff you need, information, and
The fix
news,
you
weather,
need,
sports.
man.
Air Radio Network, we call it. It's Air Radio. We're all under one umbrella, and things are going well. I mean, we've got other
We
plans.
got a big
and
umbrella
stuff.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, big umbrella. That's a nice little setup you got out there in the driveway, man.
It's good for the Friday night jam. So
How did you're going to the Appalachian, your band, right? Tin Roof?
yeah, there's a October 3rd, Sunday, October 3rd. There's an event going on at the Appalachian Bar and Grill or Pub and Grill in the Murrah Park Plaza, and it's a fundraiser for the Georgetown Bread Basket. There's going to be 4 bands playing, $5 to get in, or 5 products of donation will get you in the door. But yeah, we're looking to raise some money for the Georgetown Bread Basket, and all the bands are donating their time, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Larry Melton's doing something, right?
Larry is, this will probably air by the time he's doing it. He's tomorrow or Saturday, the 25th. Mississauga Harley Davidson's raising money for the Sick Kids Foundation. Larry's down there playing with his band. He's got a full band setup going on down there. That's Mississauga Harley Davidson, 5500 Dixie Road. And yeah, it's going to be a fun
This
event.
song Riding On, like you were saying on the air.
It's perfect for a Harley
perfect
commercial.
for a Harley commercial.
And,
So
you know-
it's like Born to Be Wild. in a
Well,
way.
I got to
It's
tell
like
the
one
story
of those
real quick.
bike songs.
A couple years ago with Halton Hits, who is now Halton Hills Online, Larry sent me the song. The minute I heard it, I was sitting in my studio and I heard it. And I went on live and I said, this song needs to be for a Harley Davidson commercial.
Yeah.
Well, that was about 4 years ago. Well, Harley Davidson's now come knocked on his door and said,
Good.
we want to use this for a commercial. So we're in talks with them as well, doing some cool stuff with them in the future. So we look forward to that. So yeah, guys, I hope you raise a lot of money for sick kids. Melton and the boys have a great show, as you always do.
Larry always
And,
comes through. Larry
Definitely. We do want to remind people to celebrate arts, culture, and community starting Friday, running till October 24th, with over 75 activities showcasing an array of artistic disciplines, local heritage, cultural landmarks, public art, and more. This year, the public's invited to participate in Culture Day events organized by local artists, art groups, and organizations, and the town of Halton Hills. Activities are scheduled to take place outdoors throughout the community, with presentations held outdoors, indoors, and cultural landmarks, and online as well. Some events may have limited capacity, and COVID-19 safety measures are applicable to in-person events that they're going to hold.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
It's going to be a lot of fun, because last year they had to do it through virtual. It was
Yeah.
all online, and it's just not
And we'll
the
be-
same. When you're looking at a piece of art, you want to be there and look at it. A
We'll
live
be-
band, do you want to watch it on video or be there live?
Yeah.
So this is good that they're getting, again, this is another step to us getting back to a little bit of normalcy and a little bit of reality.
We'll be letting you know all about it on the radio and on our pages.
Lots
And,
going on. It's- yeah.
And but of course, we got to wrap things up because we only got a certain amount of time, and we have to get into those candies.
I need my blood sugar to come up.
We're brought to you by Max Tires and Auto Repair, 873-9255, area
Don't
code
you forget
905, and don't you forget it. Best prices on tires, and they are amazing mechanics as well. Great prices. And I guess we're done.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much out of time.
All right.
And we're out of news. Thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. Be safe out there. And tune in next week.
Community is driven by community. You navigate.
We drive.
That's right.
Catch everybody on the B side.
Did it
Be
right this
safe.
week.